Ho ho ho. Now this is the second generation Ford Ranger Raptor. It follows in the tyre tracks of its predecessor, the original Ranger Raptor, which came out in 2019. And it's very much draws its inspiration, continues to draw its inspiration from vehicles that compete in the world's toughest off-road race, the Baja 1000 in Mexico. And it's really interesting. Ford actually entered one of these in the Baja 1000, and it not only finished in really good health, but it also won its class for what was effectively vehicles in showroom specification, just like you'd buy off the showroom floor. So, you know, it's certainly as tough as it looks, and boy, doesn't it look tough. Just fantastic. It's built on a seriously beefed up chassis frame, and it runs unique wide track, long travel 4-coil suspension, which is designed to soak up the biggest jumps and bumps that you'll find in Mexico, and it certainly proved it can do that. So let's have a look around it. I mean, it just looks so tough with these features that are unique to the Raptor. This grille with these really prominent FORD lettering across it. Lots of underbody protection too, to protect it from the rough stuff. Fully armoured underneath. Come around to the sides, you can see the signature C-clamp daytime running lights, and these really chiseled headlights gives it a really aggressive look. You can also see these big pumped out mud guards and these wheel arch extensions to shroud these really big tyres, the 17-inch alloys, and BF Goodrich KO2s, the all-terrain high-performance tyre, and they stand about 33 inches tall on the old scale. So it's not only got a wider track, but it also sits higher than a standard Ranger to deal with the sort of driving it's designed for. Nice lightweight cast aluminium side steps as well to help you step aboard. Let's have a quick look inside. Yeah, well, this is as you'd expect, a really sporty interior. Let's push the accessories to see the wonderful instrument display they've got here. Speedo, tacho, full screen here, which gives you all sorts of tech that you need. The interior itself is a really nice mix of leather and synthetic suede on different facings. There's lots of nice Raptor insignia on the seat facings and on the steering wheel, and these highlights of code orange, they call it, just around the air vents and on the seats in various places, splashes of colour which really make this look like a nice place to be. And it's super comfortable too with these seats. Just have very, very heavy bolstering, particularly on the upper torso, to hold you in place. Just an example of some of the different modes. There's the rotary dial on the console here. I've got it set up in 4 high, or 4-wheel drive high. And then if you have a look on the instrument panel, you just turn this dial and it gives you these 7 different modes comprising normal, sport, slippery, mud and ruts, sand, Baja, and rock crawl, which is pretty impressive. And then on top of that, you have these buttons on the steering wheel, which adjust. If you have a look on the screen there, you can adjust steering feel, you can adjust damper settings, and you can adjust exhaust mode. So there's a huge amount of adjustment in this car, almost like a racing car, really. So yes, very much a competition inspired interior, I'd have to say. Well, let's jump out and have a quick look in the back. And yeah, there's plenty of room back here too. I mean, given that I'm 186 centimeters tall, as I often say, but I've got enough knee room here, even with the driver's seat in my position. That's helped by this concave shape of the seat back, and the contour of the roof too allows plenty of headroom. So there's plenty of room in the back seat for even for tall people. So you can see these big pumped out guards. This is unique to the Raptor. It gives it such a broad shouldered sort of muscular look, and those big wheels and tyres. Just fantastic looking vehicle, really is. Come around the back here, rear bumper has these really big recovery points on either side, and next to those are these two bazooka-sized exhaust pipes for the hot V6, and they give it a really nice raspy exhaust note. Have a listen. Yeah, sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So let's have a look at the load tub. It's got a full protective liner inside to protect it from dents and scratches, and this one is fitted with the optional powered roller cover, which you just retract with a button here, and that's probably a pretty good accessory to fit, because it can keep all your belongings out of the weather. Probably a pretty handy thing to have. So with this special suspension that it's got, it can tow up to 2.5 tonne of trailer, which is 1 tonne less than a standard Ranger, but that's what you'd expect given the specialisation in this long travel coil spring suspension. With its higher curb weight, its payload is about just over 700 kilograms, which is also less than the other Rangers, and maybe a deal breaker if you were like a tradie and you needed to use it in a work situation. But just looking around it, it is just without doubt the best looking Ford Ranger. From any angle, it just has such a purposeful and imposing presence about it. It really looks as tough as it is. Just a great bit of packaging. Okay, let's jump aboard and see how it goes. Okay, let's go for a pedal in the Ranger Raptor. It's powered by a fantastic engine. Really is sensational. Twin turbocharged 3 litre EcoBoost V6, that's a petrol engine, and it punches out 292 kilowatts of power and just under 600 newton meters of torque, 583 newton meters. So it has plenty of performance under the bonnet, and that's connected to a pretty sophisticated 10-speed torque converter automatic transmission, which offers you the choice of sequential manual shifting, of course, using these paddles on the steering wheel, which shift with lightning speed, and that is connected to a dual range transfer case that offers 4 different drive modes, including, if you want it, full-time 4-wheel drive, which is kind of neat. The driver also has a choice of 7 drive modes, so that's comprising 3 on-road and 4 off-road, and one of those 4 off-road settings is the Baja setting, which is pretty much a competition-inspired setting because it's designed for high-speed off-road driving, as you would do in an off-road race. So if you wanted to cross the Simpson Desert in a hurry to get to the pub before it closes, that'd probably be the setting that you'd choose. And on top of all that, this jigger is equipped with front and rear diff locks. So it's a seriously good off-roader with a level of sophistication which is quite remarkable. The focus of this vehicle, beyond its engine performance, is obviously its ride quality, and it is just beyond belief. I mean, it feels like you're riding along on a cushion of air, despite the size of the bumps or even jumps that you might encounter. But at the same time, it's got this pin-sharp steering feel and really disciplined handling. So the way that Ford engineers have been able to combine those 3 attributes in one suspension tune is remarkable. They get a A+ from me for that. Then you combine that with the performance of the engine, which gives it the beef, I guess, that the original Ranger Raptor didn't have, and this animal, this predator, really comes alive. Okay, just to show a bit of that performance, we've got it set up in 2-wheel drive high, and the exhaust is set on the sport mode. We'll just take it up to 60k, let you hear how it sounds. I mean, that seriously gets up in boogies. It's very impressive. It's got, you know, almost 600 Newton meters of torque. It just launches off the line like you wouldn't believe. Try it again. Fantastic. Really, really good thing. So, the verdict. Well, one of these will set you back about $90,000 Australian before on-road costs, which may seem like a lot of money, but then when you compare it to another extreme off-roader like the Ram TRX, which has pricing, you know, beyond $200,000, it makes this thing seem like a real bargain. I mean, the fact is, when you buy one of these, you're getting the ultimate Ford Ranger. It's the toughest, it's the fastest, it's the coolest, it's just the best. And I've got to admit, I love this thing, and I'm sure that anyone else who's bought one would feel the same way. And just a reminder, we've done reviews of other models of the current generation Ranger, which you can find by clicking the link at the top of the screen. So we hope you've enjoyed this video, so please like, and above all, please subscribe, because those subs numbers will really help us drive growth in this channel so we can bring you more videos. Catch you then.